Got it. Hi, this is Kandy. Join me on Kandy's Convos and Confession talk show every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Zoom and on YouTube. Follow me at Kandy Forever 40 on Instagram, Kandy number 4 Got it. EVA 40, and on Facebook, Kandy Henry, Kandy Henry, Henry for the link on Zoom. Good night, everyone. Thanks for being here. Um, Welcome, Classic, Sandra, Shauna, Tamara, and Sniper. How's the week so far, guys?
So far, so good.
Nice. What make it so good?
Just because of, like we had rain for a couple of days, but now like it's nice and sunny, and also the weather temperature is not cold.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I find by me it's nice, so I'm liking it. What about Shauna? How's it by you?
Just the opposite. It's cooling down, so it feels great. So
Oh,
it was really, really hot. So now we're getting like 85 degrees. So yeah, feels good here now
is it
in
snow by you
Vegas.
too? No
In
snow
Las
by you, right?
Vegas,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no
yeah.
snow.
You said cool. I'm like, ah, okay.
It's just
That's a
cooling
country.
down.
What about you, Tamara?
Sorry, what's the question?
No, that's accent. How's your week so far? Or how was your
Busy as
day?
normal. Busy as normal.
That a good thing?
Yeah, that's my normal life. So
Okay,
yeah, good.
that's a good thing. Enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. Hi, Classic. You probably busy. Sniper. How's your
Yeah,
week so far?
so far so good. Busy, but productive. So no
Okay.
complaints.
Okay, good. Infinity, welcome. So,
What's up? What's up? What's up?
not much. How are you?
Chilling.
How's your week so far?
It's Guanin.
Nice, nice. Blessings, man. So today, you guys gotta say happy hum day. Welcome to Candy's Convos and Confessions. Welcome to everyone on Zoom and who's live on YouTube. Today's show is sponsored by Flex Collection, Ashaki Charles Jewelry, and Al's Construction. The topic today is how to deal with an accusation. And to show if you guys want to share experience before I start off reading, I'm going to do some of the notes with you guys. Does anyone want to share what they did, how they dealt with an accusation?
Yeah.
Same.
Let me see now. Let me see. I was at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I used to work for the state. So the manager and the assistant manager called me in the office.
Yes.
And they said, yes, Mr. Blake, we heard some accusation that you was talking about us. So,
Okay.
I had to take a step back. I said, what? I was talking about y'all. She said, yeah, and we kind of don't appreciate you talking about us. I said, wait a minute. If you can produce the person that said I was talking about y'all,
Yeah.
your argument will have some weight. But if you can't, then there's nothing really to discuss here.
Well said.
So it kind of like ended real quick because they didn't want to bring the person that said I was.
Yeah.
I said, you got to bring that person in front of me, so I could see my accuser. But you can't just go off a he say, she say, and then just run with it. So
That's not even professional. That's not
No,
work. That's not professional
no,
law.
that's what I was saying. That was not professional. He should have brought the person in the office with me if he had an accusation like that.
Mm-hmm. Totally
But
agree.
because they got scared and they didn't want to put the person in any problem, then they just left it. All right, we're gonna leave it like that.
Okay. But they never harassed you after everything was back to
No,
whatever it was?
and if they did, I would have took it further than they are because I really didn't give a shit.
Yeah, it seems like it was just they onto some fishing, but wasn't sure.
Yeah, you know. So
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
bluffing.
just what happened. It's
Mm.
bullshit. Mm-mm.
Thanks for sharing because today I'm starting off with how to deal with accusation at work. So you really went right into what I was going to touch on. I like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the work is like the biggest thing, man. Where people want to talk about you because I don't know. I think people have agendas at jobs. Like
Always.
either they want to get on top of you, ahead of you, or they just want to be brown nosing. You know.
Mm-hmm. Always. There's always people with issues. So
Yeah.
I put down here like how to deal with accusation at work. But if falsely accused of misconduct, rather than ignore the problem, work to resolve the issue and maintain your good reputation. Keep your cool. Approach your accuser to clear misunderstanding. Limit communication with the accuser. Seek a witness. Get a lawyer involved in the matter if needed. When accusations are made, when you first hear an accusation, you might not know what to do with the information. Accusations can happen in private behind your back or anonymously. You might not even be aware of the accusation until it is repeated to you from someone else or told to a group over lunch. Sometimes it is easier to handle if someone accuses you directly of doing something wrong because it is upfront and out in the open. In any case, you have the new information about something, what happened, and what do you do? The problem with accusation at work is that we often think that we are completely true, that they are completely true. Even before we try to ascertain their validity. So instead of immediately believing what you are being told, think about, is it true? Who is the source? Is the source trustworthy? What are some reasons a person might be spreading this story? Why? Which are hidden agenda. Have I talked to another person? The goal of asking yourself these questions is to stop yourself from immediately thinking that everything you hear is true. You want to question everything you hear, and if you were ever accused of something, you would want others to do the same for you. Accusations are much likely like wildfire. If you let them spread too much, they can get out of control. Moreover, when they do spread, you can begin to lose sight of where they began and how to make them stop. Self-centered. Even though you might be steaming mad when you hear about an accusation someone else has made about you, that does not mean that you have the right to start calling him or her names. What you do need to do at this point is to think about how to calm down and think rationally. Breathe. Do not jump to conclusions. Walk away from situations. Do not talk about it until you have calmed down. The more you stay collected, the more rationally you will approach whatever happens next. How to deal with lies. The real problem with accusations in the workplace is when they are not true. Think about it. A person in your workplace is accused of stealing money, for example. They did not, and even if they are proven innocent, it can be impossible for them to lose the stigma of being the person that was accused of stealing. But how do you deal with lies in the workplace? Some ways you might want to approach lies in the workplace is to make sure that you are modeling that concept of questioning everything. If someone tells you something, for example, make sure that you question its truth until you know it from the source. When someone tells a lie about you, make sure to find any evidence that to contradict what that person is saying about you. You might want to confront the person telling the lie and see what their response might be. For example, you might ask them why they believe that accusation is to be true. When you hear their answer, you may get a sense of why they are telling that lie. And then you might be able to do something that with that information. If the lie is something you feel might affect your standing with your job, it might be a good idea to talk to your boss about the situation. Make sure to talk to your boss after already talking to a person who is talking about you. Together, you and your boss might find a way to make the accusation go away. Accusations and who makes them. The trick accusations in the workplace is that they can come from anywhere and from anyone. However, when you look at where the accusations come from, you might have a better understanding of why they are being directed at you. For example, if you have an accusation from a coworker who does not like you, they might simply be trying to make you look bad to others. On the other hand, they might want to make others like them more. It sounds slightly childish, and it can be, but it is often the case at workplaces. Summary. When you are faced with an accusation in the workplace, you might choose to ignore them. Nevertheless, when they are serious and they might influence your work position and the accusations are not true, there are ways you can approach these situations. Does anyone agree to disagree with what I just said for workplace? Anybody else have any experience in their workplace? Say more. Sniper.
Well, my experience is to just ignore it. Once you build the right reputation, the integrity is speak for yourself.
Okay. I like that thought.
It happened a couple times with me, well, and they all disappear because people, they will watch you for a while, they will talk behind your back, but eventually people just figure it out, and life goes on, and it wastes less energy than confronting.
But does it mean like depend on the what they're saying about you, would you address it at least once, or just always let it go?
There's no need, the only thing is if your immediate supervisor confront you about it, that's the only person you really legally need to give about. Everybody else could shoo about you until Jesus come. It don't matter. Once your immediate supervisor don't believe the accusation or is convinced from conversation with you that it's false, then I mean, fuck everybody else. They will come in line.
That's why I'm saying when it goes that far, that's when I will deal with the situation.
But I still wouldn't
I will allow the manager.
I wouldn't even look for my supervisor to bring that talk. I would come to me and ask, was this I hear? I will tell them it. But I wouldn't dignify it. I have other things to do. When I work and I be busy, I don't have time.
Okay. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Okay. So we're going to go into relationships now. How many times you guys have been accused of something? Say more.
You see, it's a common thing now. So I have some advice. I have some methods that work, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the most effective method in a relationship when accused, choose some kind of health issue, be it heart attack or someone you clutch your chest and you drop to the ground, right? And that's supposed to distract her. She ain't supposed to really come wrong you with that talk anymore. And if you in that state and she's still accusing you or behind it to find out the truth about some shitness, you don't need that bullshit in your life, leave she.
Anybody agree to disagree? No one? Listen, what if the day come and she realize what you're doing and she realize shit and that one did really happen to you and she ignore your ass? What are you supposed to do though?
She really love you. She's supposed to always see to your medical emergency.
Sandra,
You
say
don't
more.
need that in your life.
Sandra. Sandra then Shona. And I'm going to classic. I can see you guys' faces. You have a lot to say. Do you agree to disagree?
Well, I mean, if the person is giving you if the person is like giving you exactions, there has to be a reason for it. I mean, sometimes it can be like sometimes the person can be telling on themselves if they're trying to blame the other person, especially in a relationship. It can be like that sometimes. They can be like if the person's not doing anything wrong, but like, oh, I know you're cheating. Oh, this and this and that. They're the ones usually are the ones that are doing the cheating because they feel guilty and they're trying to pass on that guilt to the other person.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. That is torture though. I know I've been through that and I'm here. Yeah, that's what you went on. So like, what? And then I realized that's the signs of knowing that person was cheating. But Sniper, look, I have a new sniper on the street.
I have a next one. All right. Sorry. So let me say Sandra is my woman, right? And Sandra and say, Sniper, I feel you cheating. I feel you and Shona and T. You know what I do? I would tell Sandra, that's a new top. It looks so good. And I would seduce her and kiss her and make love to her and make her forget.
What if she's hard-headed?
Nah, then the sex didn't work. You need to leave her.
Shona, what's on your mind? Oh God. Sniper, I ain't know them things still work, you know. Forget
That's a good strategy.
Oh, you like that shot? Oh God. Infinity. Infinity still there? What's your thoughts? You've been accused every time I see you. Woman all around you. You and I together. I keep on asking the question. I can't hear you.
I gotta unmute myself. Like I say, it wasn't me.
Wow! If you guys come and pick up that man, she must say a long time.
Let's play the Shaggy song 20 times.
Shag, you'll get you guys in trouble for saying that.
Kandy, that's where the sex part come in. If they're working, then you need to get out that relationship. You had a cure.
It wasn't me.
Me, I don't like to accuse. I like to ask that question. And when you ask, you say no, okay, wrong with it. And I don't like to accuse because when you're accusing me of shit, and when you accuse me, I get a real man. Because most of the time I'm very innocent. If I enter, but you see me trying to touch me with accusation about doing some shit, I just lose my mind.
If there's no facts behind it, it's just gonna be an argument.
Yeah. And I don't like arguments. I like to run. Now, I will be the one in my approach. I will be the one trying to fix things. Like what Sniper said, I trying to probably have sex or something, try to turn that whole fight into a different love making something. I don't really like to argue and fight. And I don't do it, but if you accuse me, you're provoking me, you keep on saying over and you're provoking as lose my mind after. Or whatever happens to you, happens to you. That's just how it is. But I'm going to classic now. Classic. Welcome. And then you make you out tonight. If you didn't have your name, I would be watching you like 3 times. Looking good. Talk to me. Accusation and relationship. So I ask you then, Rebel. You know you're doing dirty outside. And she's still accusing you. She's not accusing you, she asks you, but you still denying it. Will you tell back and say, stop accusing me? Can't hear you.
You're not hearing you.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Who is that? I'll tell him for unmute.
He's on mute already.
On mute.
Yeah.
All right. While Classic fixes Mike,
Okay. Yeah.
my 2 cents is
Classic.
if you're guilty, and you get all right, let me hear Classic then.
Okay. Talk.
Right. If you accuse me of something were real, I may know say true, me I go just say yeah, that go on. And then my thing is so what, you know?
Mm.
I mean, if you accuse me of something were not real, I will not even try answer you too much. I'll say, all right, that is false, and I move on. You want to argue about that some more, I will ignore you totally. I might say, you want to make it real, I'll go make it real right now. I don't have the time for the foolness. I mean, if you catch me, you catch me, but I live with my karma, you know. I rather be open and say it straight out, you know. So you play the game, but sometimes I don't everybody waste the time. I play the game, you know. I just like adapt, go on, you know, my friend. So what? And you decide what you do after that. If you want to leave, well, boy, say go. You're not the first, it won't be the last, you know.
Okay. So you say you're straight talker. Anybody else like Classic in something like in that kind of predicament where you've been accused and you know you're wrong? Would you actually be honest?
Yeah, man, just phone it up, phone it.
Sniper, what are you gonna say?
My 2 cents, you get catch, you gotta spend your money. Don't confess it, infinity, right? Don't deny it still, or actually just hush. Don't deny, don't accept, don't just spend your money. Gotta spend your money.
What if that day you're broke?
You're broke while she gonna leave here, you're gonna get all the bad what you know. Better you done what you need in your life, no?
Wait, can I ask the ladies a question?
Hold on.
If you guys was posing the question to the man, what kind of answer do you want to accept?
I want the truth.
Definitely want the truth. I mean, the truth.
Yeah, give me the truth.
How? The question is, how would you deal with the truth? What would you do when you get the truth?
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You can answer that.
Ladies,
what are you gonna do?
What will you do when you actually get the truth? What would you do?
Nothing. Them not do nothing.
Shauna, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Shauna?
Move accordingly.
Like what? Like what?
I'm gonna move accordingly.
It depends
That's
on
all I'm gonna say. You figure it out.
Move accordingly.
Come back.
Hey, that's not Shauna. That's not the truth. That's not the truth, Shauna. Come on now.
Go while out and come back.
You gotta be specific.
You can play it again.
I'm gonna focus on me more. I'm gonna take a little bit of focus off him and focus on me, off our relationship. Because he was honest enough, then I'm gonna be honest enough to try to, recalibrate what we're doing.
Translation, she gonna horn your mother.
Yo. You know that was the right sniper.
Welcome.
Right?
I get the whole band.
Hold on, guys. Welcome, Miller. Welcome.
Women are too emotional for gossip. It nah gossip.
Infinite.
One time she opened the door for Joe Grind.
Hey, I gotta get some thump and box and kick.
And she still have to come back, and that's the thing, She'll come back in at the end.
Yeah.
Welcome, Bruce.
Hey, I'm Sandra's friend. Hey, how you doing? From Philly.
Not bad. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. We want beer. I think about a beer game together before I hop on here.
All right, looking good. Fresh.
All right.
So tonight's topic is about dealing with how to deal with accusation. So, have you ever been accused of something in your relationship or by anyone, and you actually was innocent, or were you guilty? And what did you do when you were
Oh,
approached?
me?
Yeah.
No, I was never guilty. I never cheated. So
But so you never cheated, right? And
yeah, never cheated.
she's accusing you of something right now.
No, now
How
that's a
will you deal
conversation.
with it?
He. It's a he. Hey.
Pardon
So
me?
who?
It's a he.
I said he.
Oh, you say, hey.
Yeah.
I thought you said he.
I said he.
Did you say that, right?
Yes, he did.
I said he.
Bruce.
Said he?
So, Bruce, you said he, right? That's what you want to make sure you said, right?
Yeah. He.
Okay. But how will you deal with it when you get accused?
He cheated on me. Come on.
I'm not hearing Bruce anymore.
Bruce said he and then follow.
Is it my side, guys?
Nah, his internet sticking.
I must have a he interrupt the sentence.
Shit is funny.
Yeah, me now?
I'm back. I'm here. Let me put this mic. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Yeah.
So he is accusing you. What would you do?
I would deflect it back on him. Like, yo, dog, it is what it is.
What about workplace? Have you been accused in the workplace of something, like people carrying rumors about you? How would you deal with the workforce?
Who said have happened? Because I'm a Gemini. I'm a flirt. I'm a flirt guy. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm a flirt. But
you got into trouble already.
See, you said you could tell already.
I said, have you gotten into trouble at work, like where somebody accused you of being too flirtatious? How do you deal with that?
I have a work husband. I had a work husband. He was married, and he would flirt with me. We would flirt back with each other. So I'm like, yeah.
So what did it reach the management? How was that? How you dealt with that?
Thinking how I deal with that. Well, after I left that job, we never spoke to each other again. But I kind of missed him though.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
He used to buy me drinks and everything.
Yeah, that's the work husband.
Yes.
Truly the work husband.
And he would take his work ring off. He would take his ring off and everything. I was like, oh.
You had it going on.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing and thanks for being here. So what I'm gonna do now is going into, guys, the relationship accusation. False accusation is in a relationship scary and heartbreaking. Knowing how best to handle it can be challenging. If this has happened to you or someone close, here are helpful ways that might help ease the situation as discussed by experts. Make sure you understand what they're claiming before you respond. For instance, if it's to be defensive and angry when someone wrongly accuses us of something, but this response usually doesn't help. In fact, it can actually make the person think that you didn't do something wrong and are trying to hide it or turn the tables on them. So listen to what they are saying, no matter how upset they are and how unfair the accusation is. Ask clarifying questions if you need to, and make sure you understand that they're claiming before you respond, right? Empathize the accusation, then speak your side. Even if the accusation is wrong and hurtful, your partner thinks that it's true and they are probably upset. It helps to lower their defenses and bring the conversation down to a calmer level if you start with some empathy. Stand your ground. If your partner accuses you of lying to cover up what they think is truth, it's time to kindly but firmly stand your ground. Try to stay calm and grounded as you continue to reinforce the truth of the situation. And don't agree to anything you don't feel comfortable with. In a lot of my work, I hear partners demanding to see the other person's phone so they can look for evidence. If you don't feel okay with them reading through your text, don't agree to have full access to your phone. If they can't trust you without invading your privacy, you're not big. You've got bigger problems. Let them go. If you've wronged them before, start explaining. If you've hurt your partner in the past, and especially if you lied about it, you need to do some more explaining. Your partner has a real reason not to trust you, and you may need to work to regain their trust. For example, if you cheated on them before and they accuse you of doing it again, you might need to have the friend confirm you were at lunch that afternoon. Discuss any trust issues. If your partner continues to accuse you of something you didn't do, it's time to have a more serious discussion about trust in your relationship. Do they have reasons to think that you lied, or were they lied to in their previous relationships and now they assume the worst in their partners? Are there underlying instabilities or insecurities in your relationship that needs to be addressed? Healthy relationships don't involve recurring false accusations, and if it becomes a frequent event, you'll either need to restore some baseline trust or decide if this is a relationship that you'd like to work on. I'm going to go into the yes and no's, and like date rape takes a different form, but is most often used to describe an alleged sexual assault on someone who the alleged perpetrator is sleeping with and dating casually or in a relationship with. More often than not, we find that these alleged incidents involve the consumption of alcohol or drugs by one or both people, a sexual act, and the buyer's remorse. Feelings of regret for engaging in sexual act. We have also seen allegations in cases where the accuser is in a relationship with someone else and doesn't want to get caught cheating. They'd rather falsely accuse someone of a serious crime than accept responsibility for their drunken consensual actions. There are, however, instances where an incident of date rape has actually occurred. In these situations, we find most often that both parties were under the influence and not aware that the other party could not consent. The laws of many states have taken intoxication into consideration and make it clear that an intoxicated person is unable to consent. In Michigan, if that ever has happened and you've been accused, they will ask you information and stuff like that, cannot legally consent. Therefore, if someone is accused of having intercourse with someone who was intoxicated at the time, even if the person said yes, the accused could be charged with a criminal sexual conduct third degree. Are you guys aware of that? No? Yeah? Okay. Don't engage in drunk hookups. Yes, we realize that is unreasonable to many, but it is one of the best ways. It is one of the best ways to ensure that neither party will claim they were too drunk.
I want to interject. Can I interject right now?
Go ahead.
Is it men on women or men on men, or because now we get into gender specific situations, because that's going to get topsy turvy, and that's going to be an issue right now. Because I'm thinking like a lawyer right now.
Both sexes.
Huh?
Both sexes.
Sex. Is it guy and girl, girl and guy? I'm just trying to like.
Anyone, male, female, 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 male, male, right? Or transvestite, you have, or everyone, once you, if that person is intoxicated, they did not really give you a good consent to say, hey, that was a firm consent, we are going to have sex. So they're saying in Michigan it's a charge, sexual conduct third degree.
Well, these laws need to be changed because if it's a guy on a girl situation, then it's, I get it. But now we have binary, non-binary. It's going to get crazy. So I just want to throw out there. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
But these
In this
things
conversation.
happen. These things happen every day. Just like somebody want to get into like the movies, right? And the older man or the older woman is giving this child or teenager alcohol, right? To influence them. They get high, they don't know what's happening with them, and then boom, they have sex, and they say, yeah, that wasn't consent. That's more rape, like the date rape, right? That was just an example there. Or even two, you could be in a relationship, and that person can still come back and say, hey, you raped me. Go and report it on you. It doesn't matter who that person is. Once you just try not to get into engage into a drunk hookup.
So what if you were drunk? What if you say you were drunk as well? That's
what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Right now they're saying both of you guys didn't really give consent to each other. So basically you're raping each other.
Nobody
is. Yeah,
exactly.
But someone, welcome Lexi, but someone could probably go on revenge and say, well, you raped me, right? And that's it. And even some of you guys were both actually saying yes to each other. You guys probably were still high as fuck. So, but that's what they do in Michigan anyways. I'm not too sure about the other states, but in Michigan, that was just an example. And then I find the states were fighting this to lock anybody up if you ask me. Know your states and campus laws and policies about consent as it relates to intoxication. So something you guys need to read into now. Keep your text messages as a backup. That's your evidence. Practically every person texts these days. And these can be incredibly helpful to paint a more accurate picture of events leading up to the alleged assault. So that will show that you guys were talking about having sex or meeting or whatever. It clarifies what happened with you guys that day or that night or that morning. We cannot stress this enough. We have had numerous cases in which our client's text with the accuser painted a much more accurate picture of the events that led up to the accusation. If in the majority of the cases in which this happens, our client is cleared or the client is cleared of wrongdoing by the police, prosecutor, judge, or jury. Don't talk to the police without a lawyer. Most lawyers would say don't talk to the police. The truth is that sometimes it is necessary. However, an accused individual should never talk to the police without a lawyer. You don't know the techniques used by the police, but your lawyer does. At least he should or she should know. Let your lawyer make the decision about whether or not you make a statement. If he or she decides that you will be making a statement, let him or her prepare you for what you are walking into. Don't add fuel to the fire. Your partner is likely already heated. So I'm moving away from the date sex. You guys understand that one, right? So let's do your research on those and make sure you get that clear. So I'm going to don't add fuel to the fire. Your partner is likely already heated up. Don't add fuel to the fire. The minute that we raise our voices or go into defense mode in the same minute that we lose our ability to listen carefully and your IQ drops. When we are falsely accused, it might be our knee-jerk reaction to go into defense mode. This won't help the situation. In fact, if we get extremely defensive, it could lead our partner to believing even more so that we are guilty. In order to stay calm and regulate yourself, try to take a few long, deep breaths and slow down your central nervous system. And buy the time to think before you speak. Remind yourself that this isn't fact. It is your choice whether to get upset about the accusation or not. Your response could be on point into discussion. The pause between the accusation and your response can make a world difference to try your best to allow the space. If you are struggling to deep breathe and regulate yourself, it might be best to ask for a minute to go to the washroom or the bathroom or step outside for fresh air. If you decide to ask for this time, be sure to reassure your partner that you plan to come back and talk about this issue and that you are not avoiding it. Kindly and calmly reassure your partner that the accusation is false. If you have information to back up your end, share that information in a kind and matter of fact way. A kind way to start off might be something like, I am sorry that you are thinking and feeling the way. I assure you that blah 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 blah. Pay close attention to the non-verbal cues and tone of voice. Ask your partner why they would think such information to be true. Have empathy. So perhaps your partner has an anxious, insecure attachment style that originated in their younger years, or perhaps your partner has been cheated on, lied to, abused, etc. in the past. Have empathy. Let your partner know that you understand it must not feel good to have these thoughts and feelings, that they don't want them to feel that way. If you're able to have an open, honest conversation about where the accusation came from, this could lead to some really good vulnerability and connection between two of you. Understanding, active listening, and forgiveness will be the key here. Ask your partner if there's anything that they need from you to help them through the situation. Maybe they just need a hug. And I end my notes there. Does anyone agree to disagree? Everybody good on that?
Oh, well.
Tamara.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I'll come back to you. Tamara? Oh, you can talk? I can't even see. Well, when you're ready,
Yeah, I can.
How you dealt with accusation? Have you ever been accused?
I have been.
And how do you deal with it? Were they right? Were they wrong? How you dealt with that situation?
They were very wrong. I think my situation was I had constantly been getting accused, and I realized after it was really just a manipulative act to try and get me to pick my mouth.
Okay.
So in my situation, I just stay quiet. Okay, you claim you have evidence, you claim you have pictures, you claim people telling you this, and all right, no problem. I just leave him, let him stick with that.
And he still couldn't show anything.
He didn't show me nothing. But I realized I caught on that he's just trying to pick my mouth to get me to say, yeah, I did this. But I know what I was doing, right? So I just leave it because I realized that it was a continuous act. Okay. Right? So before I fell into it and would say, what are you talking about? I never said this or I never did this. Who is this person? Who is that person? You know, they will never tell me who tell them this or who gave them this so-called evidence. So just leave it. Don't even bother. You're gonna want to dwell on something that you really don't have evidence towards.
Okay. What about I know there's another way Sancho mentioned it, that most of the times when they are the one who's cheating, sometimes they're the one who actually come and throw it back on you, so they're guilty, right? Was that one of the cases too?
It's called projection.
Pardon me? What's that? I definitely know that in the past, yes, I believe for this relationship, he came into it very insecure and was a so-called foreigner, right? So he would just always be on his P's and Q's thinking I'm doing what he's doing. But because I had told him before, know what you're doing, because I could do the same thing too.
Yeah.
And I just left it like that. But yeah, for sure. He tried to throw things on me because he knows he's done it, been there, done that. So thinking that I would do the same thing to get back at him.
Exactly. Gotcha. That's messed up though when somebody does something like that to someone else. It's really messed up.
Absolutely.
It's not a good feeling.
Absolutely.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
Anyone
but
else?
at the end of the day, you keep getting accused, might as well go ahead and do it. Give them reason to accuse you.
Well, I want to see if anybody's going to talk and I was going to come to that one. Why not just fucking do it? You've been accused so many times.
Right.
Yes,
right.
ma'am. I totally agree. After a while, how much can you take and you're really innocent?
Yep.
You know? I remember I was accused so many times. I'm having all my kids are babies still. I'm like, when the fuck 5 kids? When am I getting a chance to go outside and do this? And I start understanding that was what he was doing. But he was so stupid. All I would accuse him, but he will let things slide. I will notice that he is cheating. That's the way how we react, the way how we talk, and things you just leave open. So, yeah, they have issues. That's a man with issues, or a woman with issues. Let them go. It ain't worth your time. But thank you, girl. Lexi. Good night.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. How are you? Good evening,
Nice.
room. How y'all doing? Oh,
Nice
I get accused of
evening.
I get accused of things all the time. You know, sometimes I just take the accusation on the forehead. I mean, are we talking? Yeah, you know, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, I have personality traits. I might get accused of something I'm not necessarily, but I will take it into account because I'm an aware person. But they hurt when you're accused of things that you're really not or that you haven't done in relationships and sisterhoods and in family. You know, it hurts, but at the end of the day, fuck, people are made by judgment. So accusations goes along with that, right? They need somebody to blame. Everybody needs somebody to blame for something. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I take it on the chin sometimes and I'm like, you know, sometimes I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Okay, I did it, whatever. Because at the end of the day, they're going to think you did it anyway. So what's the purpose of arguing? You might as well just be good with your own conviction and show in your actions that you aren't this so-called or accusation or you didn't do this by your, you know, just living your truths.
Yeah.
That's all you can really do.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. So I'm going to continue to live in my truth and continue to be genuine. So I don't get accused of things that I don't do because I would have already said it to your face. I would have already probably had it out there to the world. So I would have already, there would be no accusation. Everybody would have witnessed it.
Yeah, thank you. Have you guys ever, you know, it says sometimes what our eye sees, it's a lie, right? Until you really ask the question, you've been accused of doing something or being with someone because the person who's into you really saw something that, like, say for instance, I'm a flirtatious person and I've been doing that for years, but now I'm trying to like stop a lot of stuff around me. But say for instance, you know, you're with this person and the friends that you're with, like men with men or men with ladies or ladies with ladies or ladies with men, and then your loved one come and see somebody touching you and like it may look inappropriate to them, but you guys are friends. How you guys dealt with it by saying no, we're not together?
I've been there before. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I've been there before where my deceased friend, his ex, thought that we were together because my friend, he was very touchy-feely and he would like kiss me, hug me. Like we were like he was very affectionate, but and he was a Jehovah's Witness. So he probably didn't get that growing up. So his boyfriend thought that we were together, but no, never, ever, ever. We were just like best friends and homies. And I was like, please explain that to him because I'm like, I don't want to be involved in that nonsense. I got my own situations going on. Yeah, so, yep.
But the accusation ever came to an end at any point or no?
Well, he just passed away in early July,
Sorry to hear that.
and his yeah, sorry. I mean, thanks, thanks.
Yeah, you're
His
welcome. My condolences. Yeah.
yeah, his ex still don't really care for me, and I don't care for his ex, so that
Okay.
is what it is. But I have no dealings with his ex, so fuck his ex at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And
It is what it is.
sometimes they do things like that just to separate friends. You know, like they like to keep them in this ball. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Isolate their loved ones. So the more they could always say, well, you with that one, you that one, your friend decide, your friend could have said, you know what? I can't talk to you anymore because this relationship is more important. And it happens most of the times. That a lot of men and women will leave the friends that they've all had to fix this relationship. And when they do all of that, nothing, it wasn't even worth it. Then you look stupid now going back to look to your friends. So I'm really proud that your friends stuck around no matter what. And again, my condolences to you. I know it's a hard year.
Yeah, and also what I want to also add that like I'm not the type of person that if I get into a relationship or I'm dating someone, I don't cancel my friends or I have friends that do that and we talk about that, but that's not me. I don't like because more than likely this shit may not work out.
Yeah.
But my friends is gonna be here, and they've been here for thick and thin, and that's how I am. If I'm a friend,
Exactly.
like my friend Sandra on this thing, thick and thin. We had arguments. I cried in front of her. She been through there when I lost my little brother. So yeah, so I don't play these games at all. Yeah.
Some friends are really worth it. Nah, I'm not giving up. I honestly I did in the past, and I didn't like it after. So I say I give up because my husband at the time was, oh, you're this with that one, and you're with that one, and who he always watching you, and you're looking, duh, he has to look at me, we're friends. And it was his insecurity, and I give up on all of my male friends. Come to realize he was isolating me. So basically now, anything I go, who I'm around with, I might just step the hands on because me and my friends, we touchy. If the other one is offended, I might feel away because, somebody's touching up his woman, but I am not giving up my friends. It depends on who it is. If I know the person is trying to have sex with me, I don't want you as a friend. If we are really close friends, I'll try to keep my friends so close to me and introduce that person to the one who I'm in love with or who's my loved one is. You understand? But I can't do it again because if he leaves today or tomorrow, you are the only person by your damn self, right? And that's really sad. Anyone else want to share?
Yeah, I want to share. I want to add something actually.
Mm-hmm.
There's good people in here, so I wanted to give some flowers if you don't mind.
Sure.
Sandra is a very good friend. Miss Lobo, she's a solid piece of work, and I just want people to know that good people, even through accusations or anything you go through, will always be there with you if they're true. Because despite you're accused, you can get through something that you're accused of that you didn't do. Or like Shauna in here, she's also good and she's loyal. She comes here every week. She was been coming here every week before I even became a dedicated member. She's always been looking out for people who she cares about. Even you, Kandy, you're just amazing people. So there could be times where we cross different paths and different networks and we get accused of different things, but because we've formed our own I guess sisterhoods or we form our own opinions and we are able to assess and judge each other despite accusations. So I would like to appreciate you ladies today because it's very difficult in this world of COVID to find solid bonds, I guess you would say. Yeah,
that's true. I agree. Thank you. I know.
Oh, thank you. Back to you, Alexi and Kandy.
Thank you,
guys, and Sandra.
As I always tell you guys, I love you guys. You guys, excuse me.
Hey, Sandra. I'm feeling all the love and energy in this room.
You guys are committed. Thank you. Thank you for trying to be here. But if I don't see you guys,
nice to meet you too.
If I don't see you guys for a month, 2 months, I'll be on your asses. And I want to say thank you for welcoming everyone and thank you for bringing everybody on board and inviting other people. right? I know my biggest thing for me, because nobody really knows too much of if somebody's around me or not. If I walk in with a guy, any guy who it may be, that's my man. That burns my skin. Well, it used to burn my skin, then no, I really don't give a frig anymore, right? Have you guys ever chill with a friend? No, you guys might not be the best friend, but you have a good friend, and you start being accused, whether it's male or female, that's the person that you're with. How do you guys deal with that? Or why is that person calling you ever so often? Why they text you so often? Must be something going on.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say
Anyone?
mind your fucking business. You hear me?
Yeah.
I said mind your
Yeah.
fucking business, basically, because I have a friend that people think I'm messing with, but that's not the case. We just friends, and he's a homie. He's straight. I'm gay, and he understands my lifestyle, and I understand his lifestyle, and it is what it is. But we have a lot of things in common. We love football.
Yeah, good.
And yeah, he cool as shit. And it is what it is. And I have a lot of straight friends. I'm like, nah, that's not what it is. So,
Yeah.
and the reality is, in the gay world, for me,
Yeah.
the going is that if they think y'all lovers, then more than likely y'all friends. But if y'all think y'all friends, then more than likely y'all lovers. But that's not the case with him and I. We not lovers. Actually, he has a crush on my mom.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say for that.
I know. There's a guy I work with, but he's 19, and we were talking. The white guy. So while we're there, we're talking and stuff. One time I already know he's gay, but I can't say that. Probably he's more feminine, but he's not gay. He could be a straight guy. I don't like the accusation, so I kind of pull back, and he's like, "But I'm gay, right?" I'm like, "You just confirm it." He said, "Why?" We said, "I said because the way how you move your hand, the way how you talk, the way how you love the diamonds and stuff, I could tell that you were gay, but I would be making accusation because you probably wouldn't have been saying, oh, yeah, I'm gay." And we talk normal and stuff, and like he called me the work mama right now, friend. Because we talk, I always on his ass and stuff. Yes, he's like, "Oh, this is my ass looking in the pants," and we all talking. It was just like dealing with situation and what comes behind you guys, and how if a straight guy is around a gay guy, they're being accused so often. So it's just like they lose friends like that. Same thing like with the woman. We all lose friends because they want to go and get us. You guys, I know you guys have your own community. So everybody stick to the community where it's safe, right? But when you come out into the straight community, people could go against you. And I really don't like, I just want to accept everyone. And I'm actually loving this crew because respect. No,
you could even go further since we're on that, Kandy. When we talk about our blackness and music, right? Music is supposed to unify people. And I'm so eclectic. I love music. But then you could have a group of friends that maybe doesn't like specific music that is to your culture. And when you start to talk deeply about these things outside of just music itself, and you bring in the culture, and then it becomes deep-rooted intersectionalities where you don't see each other the same way anymore. And then you get accused of being something you're not in those instances for defending your culture.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm from this fucking culture, and I'm going to tell you that's bumba clot rasshole bullshit.
Yeah.
Cunt hole, whatever I want to say, because these are of the culture, but these are how we've expressed ourselves, and it shouldn't be demise. We should just look at it, and maybe it is an ignorance we can address as a community, but it shouldn't be like we're lesser than because we spoke like this, or it's of our culture, or we shake our rap boxy to release stress, and that shouldn't be looked upon as a bad thing. It should be understood. Why do we do it? Why do we wear carnival costumes that are maybe more skimpy than not? Not judge it to say like we're doing a Victoria's Secret, a runway model and as a black Barbie world. That's not necessarily what it is. There's many reasons why we have these things, and we should always be able to talk about it, right? And being accused of anything less than, passionate or something for our culture.
Oh no, so that's what you're only good for. They always wearing half naked clothes or blah blah blah.
Or oh, why was your titty showing? When this it popped out during. Oh my God, you're so bold, and it's like, at the end of the day, that just means that I'm living in a divine feminine, and it maybe happened. But at the end of the day, it wasn't necessarily that I meant to do it. It was like, the fucking shit fell off, and it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's a celebration.
When your breast does its own thing, does its own thing, But
it is what it is.
You said something about the costumes. Now, as we have in Carnival, Trinidad, Caribbean, and everybody have different names, right? For Toronto, deal with Toronto. And I've watched, we wear skimpy stuff. I don't think it's not skimpy anymore, because I watched the gay parade or the Pride parade, and they had a whole band, and they were freaking naked. And I'm like, what they were
the sausages were out. The sausage fest right in front of the kids down.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, if we did that, this would be a problem. I'm like, what the I'm gonna go Pride. I don't give a shit no more. I want to walk the road half naked, butt naked.
Kandy, I'm gonna tell you, it's one of the best experiences you'll ever have. It's one of the most freeing and experiences you'll ever have, because if we're allies, right, and we're confident about being who we are within the Pride world, they just love you for who you are. They call me fabulous. I love them. I could be on floats if I want to. I could be the sausage queen. So it's like, I have no problem with people's sexuality, because at the end of the day, I am a Black straight woman who was a young mother, right? And do I walk around with a sign stamped on my head about that? No. At the end of the day, people see me as a light-skinned woman with a very big mouth who says whatever the fuck she wants to say. And at the end of the day, she's going to be who she is. You either take it or you don't, right? And when you get to know me, that's kind of how it goes, right? You either take it or you don't. But this is where I'm at this time, and I will accept any criticisms. But I won't be like attacked because of who I am. You know what I mean? Like, it's who I am, and I will take. It is. Speak what your truth is, right? And I wanted to say that, Bruce, you are definitely a light to this, like, the end of this road, at the end of the day, because you're so open and you're a beautiful Black man. At the end of the day, whatever you choose to be, whatever makes you happy, live in your truth. And we support you, brother. Anybody else out there, like you say, fuck them. And I fucking love that attitude that you have. So keep it up. And if they want to accuse you of anything less than being flamboyant and beautiful, fuck them. Go ahead, brother. You decide whatever truth you want to live, and we will embrace that. Okay. Those who don't want to embrace it, they're not confident in themselves. They're not embracing who they are. So anybody who has criticism about who you are obviously needs to look in themselves, because they can turn an eye. At the end of the day, if they don't agree with who you are, they can just keep it moving, right? The hand talks. Straight up.
Just about the thing before Lexi went to you, Bruce. I don't know. You probably before coming here asked questions before coming in here, or you just came bold. But I want this for every community. I don't care what color, what race everyone is. And being here, you would be the only gay guy here right now. And I want to raise my hand to you. Don't stop coming in. Say what we talk. Open your mind. Just be upfront. You understand? I love that. So normally, I will always say, the question I asked you first was, how would you deal with she accusing you? But normally I would say he or she accusing you.
That's fine. That's fine.
No, but I always ask, you know why? I don't know who I'm meeting. I don't know how your lifestyle is, or anyone's lifestyle is, unless we all talk it out, right? So, thumbs up. So yeah.
No, I'm enjoying myself right now. This is dope. And I thank Sandra for inviting me, because she's a dope friend.
I like it. This is different for me, and I'm loving it. I'll tell you, when I'm at work, I'm like enjoying my life, because I'm learning about everyone's culture or background or lifestyles, and it's fucking amazing. The things I hear is like, damn,
Yeah. Hey.
damn. So, anyone wanna I know you say you don't cheat. Anyone, ladies, have you cheated? Got caught, or but you still denied it? What do you do? How do you deal with that situation?
I just want to leave that like that right now because, like, you know what? Even in your brain, you can cheat, right? So
Yes.
it's very difficult for me because, like, I be going on these boat cruises, and I'm promoting a brand as well. But you also know that I'm in my situation, and it's like it's finding this balance. Like you said, you're flirty. I'm kind of, I'm a whole demon. Sometimes I realize too, like when I take that tequila shot and there's like a nice something that's passing me, I pinch that, and it's like, oh fuck, did I just touch that, man? And then they'll laugh and they'll turn around. Like, even I was at Grand Bazaar this weekend and I bumped into so many childhood friends, so many people, right? And I'm like, I'm fucking sick, y'all. And they're like, we're so happy you came out. We haven't seen you in years. And I'm like, I feel the love, cough, cough. And I'm like, I don't have COVID. It's allergies. And then they're like, oh, it's okay, Lexi. We'll love you regardless. Fuck the fuck COVID. We're just happy to see you, And it's like, like when you have those types of feelings around you, it's like, it's just cool, to have that kind of love and those types of embrace. But I was like, oh, I'm too much in my divine feminine lately. I mean, shit, soon I'm going to start rubbing girls' clits and touching their titties because I'm like so like confident, right? But if somebody does it to me, the reflex is there, and it's like, oh no, Lexi, you can't bacchus a person when you're touching a man's ass. That's not cool. When they come over there to try to touch your waist at a boat cruise, and you're like giving them a backhand, it's like, no, that's not cool because you're touching people in ways and being friendly, and then when they're trying to be friendly with you, you have a different reaction. It's a hypocritical thing. So I have to balance myself a little bit more, and I apologize. I apologize a lot now with that, like touchy stuff. I actually catch myself, and my friend was like, "What are you doing? Is that a new dance?" And I'm like, maybe, because I was just about to like grab her titty, and I realized I don't have the right to really just grab people's titties, but they like be liking it and stuff, but I don't like it when they reciprocate it. So it's like, Lexi, calm down, right? Calm down.
Is this only when you drink tequila, or is it just on normal?
You know what? I find that it's become normal, and I need to calm it down because I have to respect my relationship, which I'm very straight. It's just that I'm very confident, like with who I am, and like sometimes when I see somebody looks down, I kind of like, I don't know. I feel like if I pinch their ass or touch their titties, they're gonna feel okay. So sometimes if they do, I don't know, and they feel like, and they smile, and then they get all happy, and then they're just like a weird reaction, but they never really get a violent reaction. Yeah. But I need to stop that because I have the violent reaction if somebody does that to me. So I have to respect, like you said, people's boundaries. So if somebody was to accuse me of like I remember there was one narcissist I dated, and he accused me, literally of raping him.
Say more.
No, you have no clue how I felt because I was violated by this personality. The way he was treating me, the way he would say things to me, how he was demeaning me. And then all of a sudden, I'm your rapist? Wow. Okay, so I'm like, I've never ever been called that before in my life. So I stepped the fuck back out of relationships for quite some time because of that. Because this guy is a clear narcissist. Like everybody who needs knows that he's a narcissist. And he has the nerve to tell me that, I raped him. Like I didn't even touch this guy, he was the one violating me, and I was like, are you kidding me? Is it? And I'm like, maybe it's because my energy. Sometimes I believe I have a raw energy. Like if I'm engaged sexually with somebody, I have a raw energy. I get that. And I allowed this person to be in my personal space. So that's my fault. Right. So at the end of the day, maybe he wasn't able to channel that energy, or because he wasn't able to, as a narcissist, please me. And I don't lie about those things. So like, is it good to you? I don't lie. And even if it's just for the moment to try to make the Woody harder, I'm not going to be accused of lying about my sex. If it was good and I told you it was good, it was good. If it wasn't, I didn't say anything to you. I might have.
That's instead of better, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you can say like, oh, I had sex with her, but like, how was it really? Like, did you hear me bragging? Like, did I say anything during this encounter? Like, I'll bring up the raw details, because like, I don't want to be accused. So maybe it's like a good and bad thing that I'm overly blunt, because I can't really be accused of anything I haven't said openly.
Okay.
If you know what I'm trying to say. But in a relationship, like you're asking, when it comes to men, it's a very difficult thing, because like, men have feelings too. Have I cheated before? Honestly, I have. And how did it feel? It felt fucking retarded. And when I got accused of it, I did not lie about it. I came out about it because I am a very conscious person, but I didn't really want to get caught, and I didn't keep it an ongoing thing. It was sort of a revenge thing, because I knew that the person who I wasn't involved with has multiple partners, gallus, but technically, and I was he was my first person, so he knew he had a clutch on me. In different ways that other ladies wouldn't give a fuck really, but move on after they had a baby or whatever with him, or but at the end of the day, I was a virgin that had a baby with this person, and he was a manipulator, and I had a relationship with him and brought him into my life, so it became different. So, but when I got accused, at the end of the day, I've been through so much abuse with this person. I was just like, yeah, can you leave me alone now? Will you leave me alone now? And then that's when it actually became like, he left me alone, but not really. He ended up stalking me for a while. Like, it became toxic, and I didn't want it to end like that. But then it became like, I have a son with this person, and at the end of the day, I don't want my son to feel any less that black men are like this, or make his father react this way. So at the end of the day, I just made my mom be the liaison, instead of being accused of anything further or get hit for it or anything like that. Just took that one on the back, because I did. I had somebody who was giving me attention where you weren't. And I foresaw a relationship with this person where they tried to manipulate me too. So I left that relationship because I was already in a manipulation with you. So this person decided to manipulate me by telling you. So therefore, I was caught in a fucked up situation, and at the end of the day, I was just like a person who first was like this, I only knew my son's father for 2 weeks before I got pregnant, pretty much.
Wow.
Like, and it was kind of like, he was a revenge thing, and I never had sex. So it was kind of like, God, just jump into this, whatever. Let's break this fucking virginity. Let's see what this is all about. I'm like, oh man, this wasn't what it was supposed to be,
Damn.
Yeah, well, it was a Jamaican. I'm a Jamaican and they are Jamaican, right? And they were a freshie too. This is the worst part. So in Canada, like a lot, like in Toronto at first, right? Like, even though I have it in my background, right? It wasn't like in Toronto, it wasn't like a popular thing at one time to have like an accent, or to claim that you were from countries like Jamaica and stuff like that. You were being made fun of in school and stuff like that, right? So I remember when I got with him, and my dad is Nova Scotian Black. So even though his great grandmother is like maroon, he would always be them stupid Jamaicans, because, it's always this fight about our identity as Black Nova Scotians here in this country to the identity that Jamaicans came and thought that they owned, right? But if it wasn't for Jamaica, like the carrying over of the Blacks of Nova Scotia and their identity, how they formed it here, you wouldn't be able to come here and be so freely able to speak what you speak, because they were the ones whose backs got bared for your freedom, technically, right? So it's like this respect shit that we learned, even though it's all together one thing through slavery, we're all one fucking people anyway. And it's like, I don't get the arguments, like it's always been my thing, but at the end of the day, I didn't care where he was from, this and that, but he acted like he was from Florida. You notice that a lot of our men do, our Caribbean men do that when they come to our countries. So he was living in the States for a little bit of time. And as soon as the man broke my virginity, the American accent disappeared, real fast. And this, I remember he said something like "Bomba Claude" or something like that. And it was something in the sex too. It was during the sex.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, what the fuck did you just say? And then he's like, and I swear it was like a Michie Me moment. I'm a Jamaican. I'm a Jamaican. And I'm like, where the fuck did that accent come from? You just tricked me. Who the fuck are you? How am I going to tell my dad? And then I introduced him to my dad. And my dad's like, you got with a stupid boy. A fucking dummy. And they ended up being real good friends before my dad died. Because, ignorance always begets ignorance when there's blackness and there's other issues involved. Like, I have a grandchild now, like there's a grandchild born and he loved his grandchild. So it was like, who gives a fuck where his stupid ass comes from? At the end of the day, boy, pull up your shorts. You're part of the family now, motherfucker. If you treat my daughter bad one more time while I'm alive, I'm going to put a foot up your ass. That's it. And my dad died. And that was like the thing too, when my son's father, before he passed away, he had brought that up too. Like, you brought me into your family. Because there was a lot of accusations that happened with him that I was naive to, right? My family had caught him in things and he was accused technically, right? Yeah. To me. And it was his burden of truth to try to like break the accusations. But slick ass Monday, and you have a baby and you don't want to be judged in every world because the church already threw you out. You became Mary Magdalene now. You don't have no marriage. But wait a second. I was a Sunday school teacher and I was raising all of your bastards too. Let's be real. No, but that's how they came to me. They cornered me in a corner with the hypocrisy. And they said I could no longer have the job because my baby bump started to show and I'm not technically married. Even though we were a young couple trying to work through everything and seeking out counseling, they had everything against us because this is what they thought about us. And they were like, you're going to give birth to a bastard, so you can no longer be a Sunday school teacher. So I said, oh, really? Well, you have 5 children and they're not all from the same fathers and you don't have a husband in church. So what do you call your children? But yet I'm a young 17-year-old trying to have a baby and do it righteously, despite my parents' opposition, despite what the world says against me. I'm still going to finish school. And you guys are at church telling me you're going to take away a free Sunday school position that I'm doing from the greatness of my heart. And these children love me? Fuck you. And I left the church. That was the day I left the church because there's no way anybody should call anything as precious as an unborn child a bastard. Despite what your religion or biblical sense is of it, I'm not going to allow you to call my son a bastard when I was especially still in a union at that time. It might have not been the union you wanted to as a Christian, but it was still something that we were a young couple and we were working together and you were working against us. So in the end, after working through all of our woes and accusations amongst each other, we became toxic to each other because the world was pitted against us. Yes. So we were never going to be good for each other because the world didn't foresee us. My mom hated him. My sisters hated him. They kicked him out of the house when he was living with us for a minute. They put a whole bunch of bad terms on him.
There was no winning.
My son. No, there was no winning. And when we moved out with each other, it became this thing that it became kind of isolating for me. Like he didn't really want me to see my family because of the toxicness that had transpired, which he caused, but he caused it. And it was like, you could easily admit what you did instead of lying, because my mom caught you using the baby as a pawn to other women. And she just walked over to you in the car and said, oh yeah, my grandson is beautiful, isn't he? She opened the back seat, took the baby out of the car, and she said, I'm going to talk to you later. Do your thing. And don't use my grandson as this bullshit. We don't give him to you for that purpose. So the accusations just kept coming. We don't, circumstances, whatever it may be. But anyways, the world was just pitted against us. My grandmother took away my scholarship because she didn't have belief that a pregnant girl could ever be a doctor. So it's like all these things transpire on you, and then you become this like unapologetic person in life, and lots of people start to accuse you of things. Oh, she's just this and she's just that, but they say it behind your back. At least I show up in the world the way I am, and you will never ever have to guess the way I feel. If you want to know, come to my face and I will let you know. Just ask me and I will be there to let you know the truest. But I think that I will be the better friend to you at the end of the day, because all of these people that once have left me in the past from 10 years and 15 years now are trying to tap back in now into my life. When COVID hit and the world started to shake people's brains up, people are like, you know what, Lexi, you're a really good fucking person in my life. And whatever the fuck reason is that we fell out, I just want to end that now. Yeah. COVID showed me like the ways that you used to bring me food when I was sick. You used to check on me all the time. You used to bring me pads when I couldn't afford it. Those are people that care about you. But then you dashed me aside because you wanted some bigger facade. And now that you realize that the bigger facade isn't what you want to come back to the person that was real with you, instead of the accusations that they were, oh, I found out that that wasn't real. Okay, but you should have just listened to me. And so accusations hurt friendships in the long run, because there's always one side and the other side, and then there's the truth. But we never ever get to the truth, because usually we never even hear two sides. We're always listening to just one accusation is out there, and then the status quo will go with the one accusation, especially if the other side is silent. Because then it's like an assumed position, if you're silent, that you're guilt. It's not a sign of guilt. Sometimes it just means you're in a growth process and you don't need to really address it. It's like it is what it is, and you're just going to grow from it, because everything in life is a learning curve, and it doesn't make one side right, one side wrong. It just means that there's a truth, and eventually that truth will be out there, but you leave a space open for people to have that. And it might not be that you're directly in the space with them anymore. You just give them that space and freedom to enjoy their thoughts, right? You could only be living in your truth. Accusation isn't necessarily a truth. It's an accusation. Truth is a truth. That's all. So you have to live in your truth, continue in the truth, and be consistent in the truth so that other people can foresee that. You know what I mean? So that's why I say accusations only happen because there's like something in guts. We have intuition. Men have like thoughts. And usually these thoughts and these intuitions have some sort of truth to them. Even if it meant that you had a dream about somebody else and you didn't necessarily foresee yourself in cheating on somebody, right? Like you asked. But there is a cheat element there because you thought about somebody else too. You weren't really thinking about that person who's supposed to be the one that makes you happy, right? So at the end of the day, yeah, I did cheat on you a little bit. I had a mind fuck with Morris Chestnut last night. Why not be real? But be realistic, because at the end of the day, your man has crushes too. And you can be open in relationships and not jealous about that. That's an open and honest relationship that you can have. Shensia is a cute girl. Like my son will talk about it. If my guy said, Shensia is gorgeous, I wouldn't say nothing bad. So she is, yeah, bad girl that. You know what I mean? You gotta big up things where things are, but you have salty women. He's always talking about Rihanna. Like my friends, they're always talking the fart, and it's like, so what? Rihanna have her whole man out there. She's not talking about your man. Your man has a little crush on that. It is what it is. So at the end of the day, to me, it's like, I don't know. Accusations are out there because people want something to blame something on, right? So it makes the accusation true. Yeah. So you either choose to make it true, or you bypass it and you grow from it. That's it. So I choose growth, and other people maybe choose to stagnate. But that's the way. That's why we have this fucked up society. Some of us elevate and some of us stay.
So why give a shit about the accusation? See, at the end of the day, what is important is your peace of mind. And if you have the truth, then the peace of mind is supposed to be easy. A lot of people will say Classic is a guy who don't give a fuck. A common statement, I will tell them, yes, that is very true. Because I really don't give a shit. If you're vexed, okay, you're fucking vexed. So what? We are going to be vexed? If you vex, it doesn't mean I'm going to be vexed. I like my peace. I like my joy. So my thing is, why give a shit about the accusation? I rather somebody come and physically attack me. It makes more sense than you accuse me. At least we get to a settlement of something. And the most I will tell them is be serious, because whatever level of serious it is, it will be equated. So the real best thing is you keep your truth, as you said, Lexi, but don't make the accusation bothers you. I mean, like, why? Why should it bother me? Why should I even care? And it's a thing where I don't get. There's a lot of people, every time someone
Because
accuses
sometimes
me,
it hurts, sometimes it hurts when you think like, if you, I don't know, I'm an empath, classic. So it's difficult for me. Like I
yeah,
live,
yeah, I
like I
understand.
like a lot of the
Here,
times I live very unselfish, like
yeah,
I
you give
might
a
sound a certain way, but I
that is
give
it.
everything to everybody in my life where I
So you
don't
give a shit.
reserve sometimes enough for myself. So when it comes to myself and I'll sit back, I care about myself enough, but I care about other people too. So
You
that's
forget.
why I care about the accusation, because it's people behind an accusation. So you care about the people making the accusation, even though you know it's untrue, but not all people think that way. That's why I maybe would care and maybe somebody else wouldn't,
Yeah, I rather choose not to care. Depends on the person. Depends on the time. Because if I am busy right now on something else that matters more, I would not give a shit, regardless who the person is. But if I have the time to really pay attention or be that empathetic, I will be like, okay, why are you behaving like this? I will probably give some time, but sometimes I find it is a waste of my time and waste of my mind space. I don't really have time, because sometimes that level of accusation, it is far from my mind. It is nothing that I am even thinking, especially when it is a lie. I will be like, whatever, it is like watching somebody write the wrong answer to a question. Like, you're being stupid. And I'll leave it there. It's either you want to be corrected, get back your peace, and live a peaceful life. At the end of the day, is why stress my mind? Because of an accusation, man, whatever with that. I move on. And sometimes that is a thing, they use that. Oh, you will be upset. Lexi will give a shit. So
Yeah, that's
because
true.
Lexi will give a shit, I will make accusation. And watch it. She will be riled up. She will pay
No, but I'm
another
not,
price.
but I'm not, I don't have to, but listen, that's where you come with the growth, right? So like you said, I'm learning, like you're telling me, you're giving me jewels, right now. That's a learning curve, right? So somebody like me who's thinking like this old way you're explaining, I'm trying to learn the classic way. Like, okay, that's out there. Well, fuck that then. You want to play baseball? Let's go. You know what I mean? I'll be the Blue Jays. Represent your team too. Let's play. But I get it. I get it. It's a learning curve and I'm learning. And you're right. It's kind of like, it's an accusation and it shouldn't have to bother us. But, I don't know. I guess it can hurt some of us sometimes.
Yeah, I get that too. But to say, I always feel your peace of mind is always most important, because you cannot be distracted by a lie. It don't make sense. That's why if it's truthful, I'll be like, all right, yeah, that is the truth. Okay, all right. I own up to it. And say, all right, what is the consequence? Let's deal with the consequence and move on. Because I do not have the time to even be worrying about what happened. Why should I give a shit what happened? You're going to kill me? Okay, well, try your best, because I will look to kill you first. But if it's nothing like that, well, whatever the work is, if I seriously give a shit about it, let's see what we're going to do to fix it. But if I don't give a shit about it, is that so what? You're vexed? Well, you're vexed. You can't be vexed. That is what happened. You either take it and cool, or you get vexed and move along. I'm not going to waste my time. My time and my time. Especially in these times, in these times, you have to understand you're talking to somebody who I lose most of my real friends before they even reach 18, Them die in the street. Plenty friends I have who never even seen 16 or 17 years old. So when I watch it, I tell them, no, reaching your 40s, like, boy, not a time to be stressful, no shit. You have to come very correct, You want to be accusing me? Well, okay, go ahead. Go ahead, I give a fuck. It not distract my focus. It not bother my peace. I still sleep comfortable. And no, I don't even do the gossip. Because when they accuse you now, they gossip your name. I don't even talk about these people at all. I'm like, whatever, man. You're far out of my mind space. I don't even do the time. I don't do it.
Well,
But you know what else?
Stacey.
Your circumstance made you like that too. You know, our backgrounds, our circumstances made us who we are too.
Could be.
Classic, you know, like you
be.
just explained, you have a background, right? But people don't judge us by like knowing us. They judge us by an attitude that they perceive, right? So sometimes some people, you know, it's just the outer image that matters as opposed to the deeper story behind a person. Like I am an empath, so I care about people's deeper story. So Kandy might be a beautiful person, but I listen to Kandy's stories and conversations when I come to here to learn about what made her get to this position in life, to make her be this free woman that she's become and want to conduct these types of shows. You know what I mean? And I listen to you talk about losing friends at a certain age. Like I lose babies every day to the street in the work that I do, even the community I live, despite where I live. And sometimes the people in which I associate or do parties with, they might not understand that I go through that I just lost somebody yesterday night. And that maybe if you rub me the wrong way, I might tell you, fuck you. It doesn't mean that I hate you. It just means at this moment, I'm triggered and I don't need you in my immediate space. Just let me have a drink and take a breath. And I'm sorry. But they know that I'm a very aware person that I will say, I'm sorry. But at that time, you just came at the wrong time in the wrong place. But Kandy, keep doing what you do, girl. And classic, keep being you, because that's what makes you who you are. And that's what makes each one of us individuals, right?
Yeah. Live your life. Welcome, Stacey. I'm listening to you guys and I'm feeling tired as fuck. Hold on. Anybody else have anything you want to say? Stacey, you want to say, put in your 2 cents? If you could talk right now? Or Tamara? Tamara said her 2 cents already. Sandra is still on there waiting. Sandra, you have anything on your mind?
No, I mean, we pretty much covered everything because like accusations can even come from friendships too. Like many years ago, I wanted to actually always said to myself in my like 30s, I want to reconnect with a best friend of mine. We lost connections to each other in our I would say like late 20s, early 30s, but mainly in our late 20s that we lost a connection over circumstances. Because I know friendships come and go, but sometimes when you think about the person, like, you know what, maybe it was a petty accusation that we did to each other, and now that we're all grown adults and maybe living in our separate lives, maybe we can rekindle a different friendship than how we was growing up. But pretty much everyone covered what's been going on, so that's my 2 cents from that point. From like of petty accusations that we probably did to each other in our 20s or something like that is like rekindling friendships that it should have never been broken in the first place.
That's so true. Well, guys, and I did hold on. Oh shit. Hold on, guys, sorry. Let's do something here. Okay. I don't know if I told you guys I'm doing some serious night shifts and I've been up. I slept like about 4 hours. Got up, start again, came to do the shows and make sure I'm devoted to you guys. Have to be here. So I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Wednesdays off. Saturdays, Sundays off. But I work from 6:45 to 5:50 in the morning. So I'm just kind of listening to you guys. I'm about to start kind of rush down. Do you guys want me to play a game? Do the same thing I did last week before we leave, where we did a scenario.
Yeah, lighten up
Before we
the
close.
mood. Lighten up the mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But you got.
I see
Right.
Tamara over there like
Yeah.
Tamara over there like you better, Kandy, because I'm not going to bed with all these sob stories and these mother effers right now. I'm ruining my vibe. Yeah, Tamara, I love your smile. Big up Tamara. TT, always in the room in the cut.
So I want to say.
Yeah, let's lighten up the mood because I've been down today
To
from the
everyone
news
who's
that
live on
Sandra dropped on
YouTube,
me.
to everyone who's live on YouTube, I want to say thank you for tuning in. Tonight's topic again was how to deal with an accusation. Well, thank you for being here for Kandy's Confessions and Confessions. And I am not an expert. I just go by experiences. And every Wednesday we're gonna have it from 8, starting from 8 until we're ready to stop. So I'm gonna shut on the YouTube live. And I want to say once again, sponsored by Flex Collections, Ashaki, Charles Jewelry, and Al's Constructions. So everybody, thank you for being here. Zoom, do not shut down. I'll come back to you guys just now. Hi, this is Kandy. Join me on Kandy's Konvos and Confession talk show every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Zoom and on YouTube. Follow me at Kandy Forever 40 on Instagram, KANDY 4 EVA 40, and on Facebook, Kandy Henry, KANDY Henry HENRY, for the link on Zoom. Good night, YouTube.